So this is one question I've had for a while, and no matter what I read or what I look up, or who I ask, no one really seems to have like kind of a definite answer. But I figure maybe if I ask via YouTube, maybe someone will have the answer or some kind of idea. I mean, I just, not that it really matters one way or the other, I'm just kind of curious. And it's the whole thing of, why doesn't Carnage inherently know that Peter Parker is Spider-Man? And the reason I say this is because, now, a lot of the answers I get are, well, it's not necessarily, Peter, the reason Venom knows that Peter is Spider-Man is because Venom has directly inherited all of Peter's abilities, because the symbiote was directly attached to him and, genetically bonded with him. So by corollary, Eddie Brock got it. And since Carnage is a spawn of Venom, Carnage has Venom's powers. That's why he has spider powers, not because of Spider-Man, because of Venom. And that's the answer I'd probably get. And the reason that's not the case is because you forget the reason Carnage is so powerful, the reason he's more powerful than both Spider-Man and Venom is because he has both of their abilities. He has the strength of both Spider-Man and Venom. He's retained the genetic information of both Spider-Man and Venom. And this is not only why he has the strength, that's why he can crawl on walls and etc., etc. And that's kind of why he also aesthetically kind of resembles Spider-Man, much like Venom does. Though that could be something the entire Clintar species as a whole has. I'm not entirely sure. But those two in particular do, really resemble Spider-Man. But again, what leaves more credence is the fact that Carnage has the strength of both of them, which suggests that he has the genetic information of both of them. Which is pretty much alluded to in Amazing Spider-Man 362, and further explained in 363. But that's besides the point. I've always just kind of wondered why he doesn't inherently know. I mean, he inherently, as I said, has Spider-Man's powers, so I've always wondered why he doesn't have all of Peter Parker's memories and just all of that, and, inherently know his identity, much like Venom does. Now, there have been story arcs where he's learned Peter's identity. Case in point in Amazing Spider-Man number 403, he had that, Judas Traveler held that, jury thing in Ravencroft, and he did temporarily learn his identity, only to have it wiped from his memory later. But I just always found it strange that he doesn't inherently know. I thought that was something that maybe the symbiote would have passed on. I could understand maybe a few generations later, like Toxin and onward, not knowing. But I figured Carnage would know, because that's the point. He has Peter Parker's genetic information retained as well. That's part of what makes him so dangerous. So I've always wondered this, and if you have a theory as to why he doesn't know, I'd love to hear it. One way or the other, it doesn't really matter. I'm just kind of curious, really.